One, I do hope that this is actually live and that I'm not just talking to myself, which has happened before. I'm going to give it a couple of seconds. Wait and see. I do hope that this. It is live. I just heard myself. Okay. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. My name is Mary Mays. I am a meteorologist with Weather and Radar, and if you haven't downloaded our app, it's really easy and it is your weather companion. It basically gives you all the information you need in a really easy to understand format. And today is a good day to have an app on hand, especially one that gives you alerts like ours does, because we have some action. We've got a multi-day severe weather outbreak, and boy, has our weather radar been lit up this morning and into the afternoon, and things are especially dicey right now in central Texas, but also in Nebraska. So I'm zooming in, and you can see these storms, especially this one right here, one northwest of Hubbard, one in Corsicana. This is near M-House. M-House and Corsicana. M-House is northwest of Corsicana, and there could very likely be a tornado on the ground. That storm is definitely spinning, and these have dropped tornadoes. We've seen images of that on social media. Just a reminder, if you want to share anything you're seeing, first of all, make sure you're safe to take a picture or a video. Send it to us. You can reach out to us online. We've got Twitter, Facebook, we have Instagram. You can also email us at info at weatherandradar.com. We love to see anything you get. We also have a Facebook group as well for, weather video and pictures. But gosh, this is just a pretty intense day already, and we're just getting started. So this first system, I mentioned M-House. Here's how we alert you. This is what we do is of course, you'll get, an alert straight to your phone, and we have our live blog going right now, and you also see here, you'll get an alert that looks like this: severe thunderstorm alert, damaging winds, very large hail, and a possible strong tornado. And that gives you an idea that you need to be taking shelter right now if you're in M-House. And yeah, that's what we're looking at. If you click here, you actually see the weather radar, and you see this little pin where you're at, an M-House right there, and you also see the previous 15 minutes, and then you also see into the future as to where that storm will be going, which is going to continue to push off to the northeast. So there's a lot of action happening right now. Same thing too in Corsicana, if you look at this, because the storm is kind of in between M-House and Corsicana. It's a little closer to M-House. You're seeing the same warning there: damaging winds, large hail, and a possible strong tornado. And I like to keep my phone handy as well, so I can see this action on my phone. We also have, just to the west of that, we've had a pretty impressive cell that I've been keeping an eye on there as well. That one, which was just north of Waco, has certainly been causing its fair share of issues as well. We've had tornadoes on the ground with these two storms in particular. And yeah, we're keeping a close eye on that. The one on M-House, actually, I would say M-House, this storm right here that I was just talking about, this one right here just northwest of Corsicana, this one is very likely producing a tornado on the ground right now. Just kind of looking at some closer scale radar data that I have. I don't always see very well here on my computer monitor because, yeah, got a little bit of, I'm a little nearsighted, but yeah, this one here moving in M-House, you need to be in your safe space if you're there anywhere really northwest of Corsicana toward M-House. Very dangerous storm. And luckily, as it pushes to the north and east, hopefully it's not running into anybody. But yeah, this one's definitely one to keep an eye on. And then heading into Nebraska is the other spot where we've been seeing a very active day. I have to zoom out here and then zoom back in. There's Nebraska. You can see the low pressure right here. And really it's central Texas into, let's see, I have the tornado watches right here. So really it's central Texas up into eastern Texas, even that southeast edge of Oklahoma, and then eastern Nebraska into Iowa, and a very small portion of northwest Missouri and northern Kansas. You have the tornado watches right now. And these are the two areas where our weather radar is showing this action. And these two cells here just southwest of Lincoln have been producing some pretty active conditions. I'm going to reset that real quick to see if the lightning pops up. There it goes. And basically, these two have been producing some action as well. That one near M House, though, in Texas, that one is looking not so great. So these two cells near Lincoln have been causing some big issues as well. And then also this one right here north of Grand Island has been spinning. So these three supercells as well in Nebraska are, you know, the problem areas. But right now I think the one storm on weather radar that I'm most concerned about is this one right here that is just north of Corsicana in M House. If you have friends or family there, please make sure that they are taking shelter right now, because this one's actually ramping up. And you can see that there, not only with, you know, our warning that says large tornado possible, also the fact that you just see these lightning bolts really going. And when you see this pattern on weather radar, and that's actually one of the things we use in our warnings, which, you know, not every weather app uses lightning, but it can be a really powerful indicator of a tornado. And I think in this case, our app is really showing what's going on. You look very closely and there's just all of this lightning. Now, if you didn't want the lightning, you can also switch this over to the rain radar and kind of get a better view of, you know, where the rain is falling, the heavy rain. If you want to see just the lightning, you can hit lightning radar. You can also hit wind radar, and you can also see temperatures. And, you know, even outside of that thunderstorm, it's quite breezy, quite warm as well, 74 in Corsicana, but you need to be in your safe place in M House. Let's kind of get to the big picture right now, because I just wanted to show you what's going on in terms of the severe weather. So, and you can see here that Waco up through just east of Dallas, we've got this enhanced risk. That's level 3 out of 5. This was actually upgraded from this morning because it seems like that severe risk on the southern edge has kind of ramped up a bit more than expected. And this risk goes up through Kansas City into Des Moines, Lincoln, and the storms are forming in eastern Nebraska right now. They're going to push east into, you know, spots like Des Moines, into Kansas City, and we're still seeing that action in central Texas, in the heart of Texas right now. So there's a lot going on with this system. So we're already going, and tomorrow has the potential to be just as active, if not more active, because we have another round of energy heading our way for the plains, and this is just setting up to be kind of a traditional tornado outbreak is what it's looking like. And so far we've had tornadoes on the ground today, and you know, I always hope for that not to happen, but in this case the action is really lining up with where the risk is. And you can see here Tulsa's under this stretches east almost towards St. Louis, and I wouldn't be surprised in St. Louis if you get some severe weather later tonight. And we do it all again as we head into tomorrow. So yeah, it's very, very active. And, you know, our weather radar is going to be the best option for keeping up with this. We want to make sure that you're staying safe. And here's the big picture. So this is right now. You've got that low pressure. Let's walk you through the remainder of today, basically. You see this line still firing up as we head into the next few hours. And this just keeps going into the afternoon, into the evening hours. And what we're going to see is these storms continuing into the overnight, and then you get more energy back in play as we head into tomorrow. So things kind of just regroup, and you start to see more storms forming out here in the plains as we head into tomorrow, even as early as tomorrow morning, and then as we head into tomorrow afternoon. A lot of the same areas that have the risk today are going to see it tomorrow, and tomorrow looks like we are definitely going to be seeing some supercells again. And those are the most dangerous. Sorry, I'm having to readjust here. I just dropped my mouse. But as we head into tomorrow, what you see is, you know, more supercells. And those are the ones that are most likely to produce very strong tornadoes, making sure I'm still in frame here. But yes, this is what we're seeing as we head into tomorrow as well. And the severe weather threat will continue all weekend into Sunday as well. The threat will shift a little bit further to the east, but we're still seeing very stormy conditions. So let's get back to today's threat, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about tomorrow. So the tornado risk, you can see, you know, this area from Waco up through Springfield, Missouri highlighted. If you're in Tulsa, if you're a little east of Tulsa there along the Arkansas, Oklahoma line, you certainly need to be on high alert. And then also in Lincoln, all the way to Des Moines. And this has really been the case so far, that we've seen, that high tornado threat and tornadoes on the ground already in these areas. And once again, we're just getting started. It's not finished yet. Likely to see more action as the day goes by, even as we head into the afternoon and evening. And then, of course, damaging wind, a very large area could experience that. And then hail as well, large hail. And this could be, hail that can really damage your vehicle. It's not just, dealing with a broken windshield. This could be hail that's big enough to total your car. So if you have access to covered parking and you're in, Lincoln, Omaha, Des Moines, all the way down to Waco, Tulsa, folks, please make sure that you bring your vehicle inside if you can. So that's what we're looking at for today. Let's talk about tomorrow, because this could be just as big of a day, if not bigger. And you see that the slight risk extends all the way into the Midwest. So it's extending all the way from South Texas almost through, Waco, Dallas, all the way up into Michigan. Yeah, that is a big area for severe weather. And then this is where most of the tornado chasers are, really in the Central Plains, Oklahoma City up through Kansas City. You'll probably notice a lot of storm chasers on this. We have our own Jonathan Petramala out there getting video for us, getting us the latest information. So we do have feet on the ground, so make sure you look for that. We're going to have updates from him, throughout the day today into tomorrow. So we're going to have a lot more going on. But from Oklahoma City to Kansas City, even Chicago could see some severe thunderstorms. That's a huge area. Let's take a closer look at the breakdown of this risk. So, Wichita Falls, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Kansas City, Lincoln, you're in that enhanced risk, which is a level 3 out of 5. And the tornado risk from this, you see this hatched area just like we have today, but it's a little bit wider. There's a little bit more in terms of people in this, including Wichita Falls, Oklahoma City, which, kind of these areas where you expect to see tornadoes this time of year, but it has been a while since we've seen a potential outbreak like this. It's still early yet, but we've got the rest of today and tomorrow, and this is already turning into a pretty active time period. We've already had tornadoes on the ground, so I think that this is likely to continue. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't happen, but we've got Tulsa in here, Oklahoma City. There's a lot of folks that live in these areas, Wichita through Lincoln, Kansas City. You've got the threat for not only, tornadoes, but large damaging tornadoes that can stay on the ground for a while, and it's because of those supercells that we're expecting. And we've got the wind threat and the hail threat, the very large hail threat. Again, that large hail threat extends pretty far south, even into spots like Abilene and a little bit further in. And then you go up north into Des Moines and a little further west into spots like Lincoln, which is, already dealing with a lot today. So this is for tomorrow. And then even on Saturday, this is just the probabilist, or Sunday, excuse me, not Saturday. This was Saturday. This is Sunday. And once again, Waco up through Kansas City into, areas like Springfield, Missouri, Tulsa included again, Little Rock, you're under the slight risk, Shreveport. So a lot of the areas that are seeing severe weather today and likely going to see it again tomorrow could see it again on Sunday. This is kind of a classic plains pattern for us. And some of the severe weather even stretching into the Mississippi Valley, into spots like Little Rock. It's even up into parts of the Midwest, like La Crosse, and, even seeing some severe weather potential there in Chicago. So pretty big deal. And it looks like we've just had a new tornado watch added. This one is for Oklahoma. So likely to see some action there. Tulsa included in this as well. This does extend into Kansas, and Wichita is not included, but I did want to kind of get a closer look at that. So yeah, we've got tornado watches along that enhanced risk. That is not surprising. The other thing we're seeing is the threat of flooding. So even spots that, really haven't, aren't maybe expecting tornadoes necessarily, you still have the threat for flooding through Arkansas into Kansas City and Dallas, Fort Worth, and Waco. And you can see that's where the slight risk of flooding is. But this extends all the way up into North and South Dakota, that marginal risk. tomorrow the flood threat goes up. This is not quite to Wichita Falls there. Oh, actually, it's kind of just barely glancing it with a moderate risk. But that extends up through Oklahoma City into Tulsa, even into southeastern Kansas. So the flood threat also there as well, and flooding can be just as dangerous as a tornado, if not more so. So please make sure you're paying attention. And if you live in a flood-prone area, make sure you're ready to pack up and go if you need to. That's a lot of times your best option, is just to be paying attention and being able to seek higher ground before it's too late. But this is what we're seeing. This is what we're seeing right now. Once again, you'll want to keep an eye on the weather radar and see what's going on with that. Speaking of, I'm going to show you what we're doing to help you stay safe. So not only, can you click on spots like mHouse, it's going to show you this alert in your area. You're going to be able to click on that and see what's happening with the tornado or the potential for tornadoes. You'll see how close the storm is to you, because it's going to show you with this little red pen, and you can kind of figure out whether or not you need to take cover, which you do if you're in mHouse right now. But the other thing we have going on beyond that is, of course, we have forecast updates, but we also have your I love these updates on my computer, but you also have a live blog. And there's the link to this. If you are watching, you can always watch it again. But yeah, we have updates on the latest information. You can see here we were talking about, what's going on in spots like Nebraska. We're talking about the clearing skies and storm development, which is happening right now. That was at 12:30, so that was a little earlier, but we have an eye on the current conditions and what's happening with them. So this is what you can see. Also, if you have the app, you can get the ad-free version as well, so that way you don't have to see ads. But hey, look, there's a cute dog. Anyway, but we also have the Task Force Hub, which if you want links, it has everything. If you don't know how to turn on your alerts, well, that's on the Task Force Hub. If you already have our app, you should download it if you don't. But this will activate the storm alerts. It'll show you how, and it shows you what to expect, which, I just showed you that on the desktop version. You get that on the app too. And it tells you, if there's a storm that could produce a strong tornado, if it's heading your way, you're going to know. Our app will send you that. So that's great. And you get the forecast analysis, the link to the live blog, the feed, everything you need, social media if you want to get on there and chit chat with us. We're there. And yeah, that's what we've got. There's so much going on. And then, of course, we have cool articles like this one about the Iceland volcano and the Northern Lights, if you want to watch something like that. But there's so much going on. And yeah, definitely a lot of concerning storms right now, especially in Nebraska and in the heart of Texas here around the Waco area, up through just southeast and east of Dallas-Fort Worth, especially around mHouse, Corsicana. The storm is pushing a little further east now, so it's just north of Corsicana, just east of Ennis. You definitely want to be on alert here, especially if you are along 170, is that 175? Yeah, it's 175 there. This is going to be crossing just in between Kaufman and Athens. So that one is one we're watching, and then, of course, this cell right behind it has also been spinning and producing all sorts of trouble. And keep an eye on that one, also just south of Dallas. But yeah, when you have these storms that kind of get out away from each other and are, just kind of on their own little blobs, that's when, things are really particularly dangerous. And same story up here right now in Nebraska, and what we're likely going to see, and you can already see it happening here in southeast Oklahoma. It's kind of filling in the line, getting some storminess around Springfield. So this is a situation where we want to make sure that you're as safe as possible. Please make sure you turn on your apps, your app alerts. If you do have the Weather Radar app, it's really easy. If you don't have the app, we've got links in the description. Feel free to download it and keep up with our live blog. We're going to be here keeping you updated, and we'll have updates tomorrow as well. Remember, this is just getting started. This outbreak is expected to continue into the weekend, and it's already pretty active out there. So I'm going to get back to scouring the internet for the latest information for you guys. Please stay safe, and thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you.